go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, always, ever present, ever glowing, ever effervescent. You see that wordplay, but I'm a poet. Anyway, it is your girl, Queen's Realm. And this is Queen's Realm Podcast. And I know you see, I don't ever know because I got a guest over here. You've seen him before. Okay.
What up, though?
Who is in the building? And I know y'all see the topic. And when I tell y'all, I ain't never been so thirsty to record an episode of my own show. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about trust issues. I almost named this. Could be purple, it could be pink. And if you know, you know.
Facto.
Because that's the name of the song is Trust Issues. Anyway, we're going to dive right in. And the first question is, what's your definition of trust issues? I'm going to keep it simple, but not simple. So I'm going to go first.
For sure.
My definition of trust issue is the fact that I have an issue trusting you. Like trust shouldn't even be an issue. But because it's even an issue, because it's even a source of conflict, if trust is thought of in a negative light in any way, that's the issue for me. That's my definition of trust issues. That's. What about you? What's your definition of trust issues, sir?
My definition of trust issues is barriers that continually get pushed. They're barriers that continually just get to a point to where you can feel it. Like I can feel that that they're getting pushed back. I can feel that, like you just can feel it, and those are the trust issues. You know what I'm saying? And
feeling is real.
It's so real. Like I mean, it's like you can sense it as it happens. It's like, oh, like you get that type of feeling in your stomach or a little like burn in the middle of your chest. Like, okay, something ain't right. That's a trust issue. When you know what I'm saying, in your head, like from the outside, like everything is good, but in your head, you're like something's not right. That's a trust issue. And that's the clearest for
me. Whew. Listen, I'm just going because we already see that went by quick, but we about to get deeper because the second question is, how do you determine that you can trust someone, or how do you know you trust someone? So, how I determine trust is different depending on, it's changed over the stages of my life. For a long time, I had the idea that I trust everybody till I have a reason not to. Because it's really hard to get trust back with me because I know how I am. But that put me too much in the light for people who just want to use me and not choose me. So I didn't want, and I felt like with that dynamic and with that thought process that I used to have, it was like, and I used to tell people that too beforehand. Yeah. So to me, it just seemed like, oh, let me see what I can do or how far I can go with her before she be like, oh, she don't trust me no more. Mm-hmm. And it made people, like you were saying, want to push the barrier, want to push the boundary.
Yeah.
And then people listen to what you have gone through and will put you right back through the shit. Mm-hmm. People will watch you just get upset about something and do the exact same shit to upset you.
Absolutely.
But then get upset when they can compare it to the other motherfucker who did it. Y'all trying to be twins, though. So now the thought process I have is, it's not really about trust for me. If I get any inkling being around you or talking to you or a vibe or energy or spirit or anything, I feel that that's not right in any capacity, I'm good on you. I might put, but as far as being in a relationship with somebody and friends and family and all that stuff, I trust people to be themselves.
Mm,
But just because I trust you to be yourself, that don't mean I trust you.
that's a fact.
So for me, how I determine if I trust somebody is now, I listen to how I feel internally when you're around.
Mm,
I listen to myself. I listen to the little still small voice. I listen to the spirit, my secret place. When I'm, the Holy Spirit, when I'm around you, if I get, how do I feel when I'm around you?
mhm.
Am I anxious? Am I tense? Am I just closed off? What is my body language like? If I feel any of that, I don't trust you. If
That's a
I
fact.
can feel free around you, if I catch myself laughing around you, if you say something to me that might be concerning to other people if they didn't know you and I don't bat an eye, that's how I know I trust you.
Mhm.
So it's not like one distinguishing thing, but like if you do this, this, and this, and this, then I'll trust you. That's not how my brain look at it. I have to gotta go off how I feel. Because
Yeah.
if you've watched any other episode of Queen's Run podcast before, me and Gloria say Helen Keller, which basically means I don't give a damn what you saying
Mhm.
because I don't hear that shit. I don't give a damn what I see you doing because people can put on whole shows and be whole magicians and actors and actresses, and that's not even them for real.
Yeah.
How do I feel? See, if my sight is taken away and my ears are taken away, I'm only left with feeling. How do
Facts.
I feel around
Facts.
you? That's how I determine if I trust somebody or not. So,
Facts.
twos.
Mhm. Now, so like if you know what I'm saying, if you leave the house or if you know what I'm saying, or if you leave the room or something, and in my head I replay our conversation and I have to pick it apart to make sure I didn't say too much,
Mm,
that's how I know.
mm,
Like I mean, if I have to sit back and be like, like I don't know if I should say this because she's gonna feel this way, that way. Maybe That's how I know because there should be a total comfort with myself of expressing myself. Like I mean, if we're sharing this connection, I should have a total comfort. I
mm,
shouldn't have to be worried about judgments or anything we because we've gone through so much prior
mm,
that us coming together and sharing our experiences and sharing how much either we changed or sharing that look I was like this before but now
mm,
everything is different now. I should be able to say that proudly and just feel like I'm comfortable in saying that. If I
mm,
don't feel comfortable within that, I don't
mm.
trust you.
Ooh,
And just the basis of just trust to me like
take a sip.
I know love is important.
Mm-hmm.
Love is truly important, but I think trust is as equal to love
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, yeah, love is great, but trust means more because it controls everything. Like
Right.
it
I
can,
don't really love you for real
yeah,
if I don't trust you.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It controls your mental, it controls your physical, it controls just the way you just move around because I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to have to be paranoid every time you leave out the door. I don't want to have to be paranoid every time, you know what I'm saying? Like you pick up the phone or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
just that's why I think trust is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Trust is equal to love for me now at this point.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's just one of those things. If like I mean, if I get paranoid off of you doing the everyday normal shit,
Mm-hmm.
is what it is.
And I gotta, interject here. And there's a difference between when your intuition feels something and insecurity.
Yes.
Because I've been both. So I've been insecure and now I'm not, and I love myself and who I am. And when I'm feeling some shit that I don't, something never really quite.
Yeah.
I don't, I don't like that. So I listen to that because
Mhm.
here's the thing: I listen to that now because in times when I don't listen to it or don't listen to it quick enough,
Mhm.
then be like, well, every time you Just if somebody was like every time you change somebody's nickname in their phone in your phone, they get every time you do, then so I'm gonna stop doing this.
Facts.
I'm gonna stop doing this. I don't want to give nobody an opportunity to hurt me. And it's not, some of it is fear, but it's a rational fear. Because I'm not finna put in all this work and time for any relationship of any kind, romantic or otherwise, with a person. And I gotta be able to trust you with me.
Facts.
If I can't trust you with my emotions, then you're not gonna see me emote around you. If I can't trust you with my physical presence, then I'm not going to be around you physically. If I can't trust you with my spirit, I'm really not fit. So I got to be able to trust you with me. People always talk about, as far as dating goes and being in a relationship, I want a man that makes me feel safe and protected. And I think a lot of men interpret that as brute strength. And he got to have the gun and or he
I
got
don't
to know how
know.
to fight. No, I mean emotionally. This is what ladies mean by don't have me looking stupid out here in these streets. What
Facts.
they mean is do not have me bear all my emotions to you or want access to all of my emotions. And then you play me in my face.
But but also, you know what I'm saying, man is the same way. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, look, like, you know what I'm saying, like naturally we want to protect the woman that we're with. Naturally. We are naturally protectors.
Mm-hmm.
And but at the end of the day, we also are vulnerable individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, it's when that trust has disintegrated and I've bared my soul to you, I've
Mm-hmm.
been my most vulnerable,
Mm-hmm.
and it just gets trampled. It
Mm-hmm.
just takes a piece away of that protection because now I have to gain back that vulnerability back. I have to
Mm-hmm.
work extra hard to bring that back. I have to work extra hard to where it's like, damn, it's like you're taking a piece of me, like bit by bit, bit by bit. So it's like I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to just emotionally and mentally gain, try to bring that trust back into it. But while I'm doing that, I'm putting in so much work over here to do this that I
Mm-hmm.
end up, like, you know what I'm saying, unconsciously neglecting one part because I'm trying to get this
Yeah, yeah,
important part
yeah,
back.
yeah.
And these are the things that when you're dealing in trust, it becomes such a burden when it starts
Yes,
to just when you lose it.
yes,
It like it's not a good feeling. It like 'cause I
yes.
don't want to have to question anything. I shouldn't have to question anything.
I spent all this time building this house and getting this yard together and
Yes.
getting the landscaping right. I got the blinds out on it. And here you
Mhm.
come with a fucking tornado and tear everything up in 10 seconds.
And so I got to rebuild everything right back. I'm putting in all my work to rebuild it, but then I unconsciously neglect the relationship because I'm focusing on the past of the relationship. But this is a position that I was forcibly put into.
Jesus. And then you
Like
want
this,
you used to live in this house that you destroyed.
yes, I'm
Now
trying to
you
rebuild a house, and
child.
and it's like what you want. Like these are the things that when it comes to trust,
Mm-hmm.
it is neck and neck with love.
Mm-hmm.
Love is cool,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, trust is what makes everything smooth. It's what makes the boat run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
the car run. I mixed up.
Hey, it don't matter. They all got
But
a motor. Everything need gas.
you know what I'm saying? Like these are the things that just make everything smooth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when it's gone or when it starts to disintegrate, you know what I'm saying?
It's
It
this.
hurts 10 times worse.
Listen, and that is a perfect segue into this next point because it's a two-part question,
Hmm.
and it's a little story time.
For sure.
Let's give a brief example of a situation where the first time you realized you couldn't trust people like you thought you could, or when your trust was altered. And what did you learn from that? Oh, baby.
Oh man.
Every fucking day, I learned a little bit more about myself about what I will allow. Um, there's been a lot going on with me uh, all at once. Y'all go check out the first mini episode of the Taboo Thoughts series that just came out. It's on the Queens Run podcast page. It's called Being Strong is Terrible. And I'll go into that a little bit right now, okay? Because it ties into the trust. On that little mini episode, I talked about how being strong is terrible sometimes because people just think you can just take a lot and they will keep doing shit and they'll keep testing your trust and they'll keep testing your limits. And because how you dealing with it, it seems like you're strong. It seems like you handle it, but nobody sees you handle it for real. They see what I look like when I come out of it. They don't see me having a whole ass fucking breakdown because so much shit has happened in one day that I literally can't handle it. They don't see me pick up my phone and look at all the friends that I do have because I have an excellent support system. Look at them numbers and be like, I can't call and tell them this shit. Like I can't. I feel they don't get the. Oh, I feel guilty because I'm about to. I want to dump all this shit. I just want to talk to somebody about it and vent. I'm gonna talk to the Lord, but sometimes you do, and you'll pick a person to call. Get ready to call them and change your mind. Like, nah, I ain't finna do that
Facts.
because I have to. And it's not that I don't trust my my friends, but I know my friends well enough to know where they're gonna go with what I'm finna unleash or what I'm finna say. And sometimes you gotta have them breakdowns and shit by yourself.
That's a fact.
And I feel like some shit, like I've said on here before, some shit I've never told anybody. And it's a lot of shit that I would like to talk to a person about. And when you have anxiety, as the anxiety, I don't say the anxiety, um, a whole bunch of emotions at once, and then you think of the worst case scenario for every situation. And if shit is already bad or going bad or not going good, then it solidifies the anxiety a little bit more because it's like, oh, see, I was right about that, which can fuck up um, with a person when they have trust issues. I don't necessarily have trust issues. I have anxiety issues because I don't look at what people do and what they say.
Yeah.
I go off, like I said earlier, what I feel. So the first time for me that I realized that you can't trust everyone is I'm a child. I was a child. And everybody knows, I talked about my sexual assault on here, on my show. Don't touch me episode. I was a child. I'm not thinking that when I play with these other children, because my abusers were my age, that me playing is going to turn into what it turned into. You never think that as a child. I'm a child. I'm doing childish things. I played with Barbara till I was 14. I'm but now I'm getting introduced to sex when I don't need to be. I was actually introduced to sex before that. Um Damn, how deep do I want to go? Lord.
And whatever you're comfortable with. Whatever
Cuz
you,
I knew when I wrote this question out that this might come up. So even though I was abused, right? Um I witnessed a murder when I was 5 or 6 years old. I don't remember all of it. I remember the before and the after, and my brain kind of blanked out the middle. You know what I'm saying? I was outside. Somebody shot our neighbor in the head and the throat. My sister remembers more of it I do because we were outside together playing. But again, I'm a child. And you never think playing in your front yard that something like this gonna happen. And then that same summer, you fulfillment. I don't know if you remember this, but you remember when the two little kids, Boo and Shay, got killed and their mama got decapitated. I
Jesus.
used to play with them kids. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a child. So I knew at 5 or 6 that everybody may not be who they say they are.
Yeah.
And that's not a burden any child should have. And then um, a lot of that I don't remember, and I'm glad I don't. But then go to the thought part, and then me watching infidelity amongst adults, me seeing things that a child shouldn't see, as far as being in grown folk business, but I wasn't purposely in grown folks business. I was just there, and I'm watching, learning, listening. I'm looking at one adult lie to the other adult, and I'm just like, y'all do that? But if I lie about getting another cookie, I would get my ass whooped. Oh, so it's okay for y'all to lie. It's okay for you to lie when you get older. Older people just lie. Adults just lie. So that's a mentality I had. And that's kind of where I'm going to trust everybody till I have a reason not to. Because I'm going to trust you until you do something bad to me. So in this sense, I'm waiting for something bad to happen. Now I've reached the what did you learn from that part of the question. But then I learned, or I had the mentality that, okay, eventually everybody going to do some fucked up shit to you. Every last one of them, even the people you think you won't. Now, I do and I don't still have that thought process. My thought process now is I got to listen to how I feel when I'm around you. I have anxiety, so I will do this. I will run down the list in my head. Has this person ever did such and such and such and such to you? Okay, so why are you making it an issue when it isn't? And that's something that you have to do. You have to change your own thought process when you have anxiety, but you have to listen to yourself too. Because a lot of times the anxiety will start from a legitimate feeling, but you take it the wrong way. You're looking at the wrong thing. You're supposed to pay attention to this for this. So what did I learn from that? Now is I don't put anything past anybody, but I don't expect people to hurt me. But I don't, because you can always think so-and-so will never do it to me. And what that meme say the other day, soon as somebody would be like, my man or my girl would never do that. They'd be out here nevering. Yeah, they'd be out here nevering their ass off like they ain't never before.
Like, I mean, as you read that quote, they're doing that. They're doing these.
You don't even get through the sentence, and here they go.
Yeah.
Here they fucking go. So it was starting when I was young. But I am not one of these people like, oh, it happened when I was young, so I'm going to carry it with me. Again, people, I'm in therapy. But I also know that's not a healthy way to look at everything, because that just have you on edge all the time. Like, oh, I got to get them before they get me. That's how them people are, man. Oh, I'm never going to give you full access to me because I don't trust you. Versus I may or may not give you full access to me. Let me see how you act first.
Thanks.
That's where I'm at now. Like I said before on previous episode, I'll give a little bit of information. And my grandmother said, I have this thing about me where it can seem like I gave you a lot of information, and you would seem like you know me, but I ain't really told you nothing. Because like I said, it's so much shit I don't say and I don't talk about. And that used to bother me too. But now I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Because I'm not about to share some of my deepest, darkest thoughts or open myself up to that level of vulnerability from somebody who have not done that for me. Yeah. So I'm just not. And even if it's somebody that I've had deep talks or conversations with, it's a cap on everything. Mm-hmm. Just because I've witnessed two people say, I love each other. They love each other. And then I watch this other. And I have been one of them people who be like, everybody got a pass. Everybody was like, you got to have a whole phase. I ain't never had one of those, but I had an asshole phase.
I don't think you have to have that.
Me neither. I don't understand the point.
I don't understand the whole, like, I have to have a whole phase.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
You don't.
No.
But I had an asshole phase. And during the asshole phase, I only worried about what I wanted and how I felt. I wasn't worrying about, one of the times me and my ex-wife got into an argument and she called me. It's still one of the best insults I've ever heard. Because it was, when you with somebody for that long, they know how to insult you. She called me a mental terrorist. Right? That was good. That's good. No, but I'm a creative. I was married to my ex-wife is a singer and musician and all that. So, and I'm a writer. So we was them insults was Oxford level insults because
A mental terrorist.
to what if I replied, "Oh, the problem is you wanted to be with your mama instead of me." But we know what to say to each other to upset
Mhm.
each other. But I digress. But now, just like I'm real finicky about what information I share. I will share some, but it's not. I think a lot of people think that I'm empathetic. So the way I relate to people is you tell me a story and I'll tell you a similar story just so you know that I understand what you're going through. Or your story may remind me of something I went through and I'm like, look, I got through this, so you can get through this, blah, 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 this and the third.
Yeah.
And so people will sometimes feel like they're owed your trust.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
like this is just okay. As soon as we enter into this, we instantly just give our
mm-mm,
whole.
mm-mm. That's not how that works. So I learned from all of that in my little story time that um, trust is not something that's owed. It really is earned. You really have to work for it. You're not automatically entitled to my trust just because you have any sort of relationship with me in any capacity. I don't have to trust you. But ain't nobody in my life or my circle right now that I don't trust. And if I don't talk to you that often, or I don't come around that often, I don't trust you with me. I don't trust my I don't trust your spirit around my spirit. I don't want nothing negative to attach itself from you to me. I don't
That's real.
trust that. I don't trust the energy around you
Hmm. That's real.
because it takes a lot of work, I've said before, to get to a place where things I always say I'm unbothered. I get bothered, people, but I don't live in the bothered moments. I don't run from it either.
Yeah.
But again, y'all need to go watch that Strong is Terrible episode. Y'all see what I mean. So people like you this, you that. It's because I'm doing this for me. And it look, oh, you so strong. You so baby, weak comes before strong.
Mhm.
And let me tell you, when she was weak, the weakness is, huh? Almost got that girl up out of here. Okay, I was ready to get up out of here. I was ready to get myself up out of here. Because you can't say certain things on the internet, on the user
Okay.
tubes, because they'll take it. But if you know, you know,
Yeah. Facts.
rep to go.
Facts.
The upper, like I was, because I gave somebody some trust I shouldn't have. And I knew I shouldn't have did it when I did it. I knew I shouldn't have did it when I did it. So now you dealing with, so no, no. So I can tell you what you need to do for me to trust you,
Hmm.
but that still don't mean that I trust you.
Facts.
I have to say I trust you.
That's a fact.
And I will legit ask people, hey, do you trust me? Because you would think they do and they don't.
Hmm. That's real.
And I don't trust nobody that don't trust me because I ain't did shit to you.
Hmm.
Why you don't trust me? That's another thing. If I don't trust you, you shouldn't trust me at all. How I get your trust, you didn't get mine. That's another thing I learned from that. But I'm gonna turn it over to you now. So I need an example or a situation, a little story time. Got a little time here, a little story time
Uh,
about the first time you realize you can't trust everybody. And when your trust was altered, and what did you learn from that?
when I realized I couldn't trust anybody is when my pop passed.
Mm,
Because when my pop passed, he was the one person I could trust everything with. Trust with, you know what I'm saying, every secret I had, every conversation, everything. When my pop passed, I realized I will never trust a person as much as I trusted my pops, and it
Mm.
put me on guard
Mm.
because that relationship where
Mm.
we're like, yeah, it's father and son, but it's like that's my best friend, and he's not here, and I trusted him with everything. That's the first male figure that I ever looked up to, and
Mm.
he's gone. There's nobody else that can replace those shoes for to where I will totally trust every last thing,
Mm.
every last conversation,
Mm.
every last question. There's nobody I'll trust that fully,
Mm.
and so that always kind of put me on guard with people.
Mm.
Um, as far as an incident, there was a friend of mine at the time to where we all were just running around making music,
Mm.
establishing connections, everything. Me and my business partner at the time, we were making moves like, okay, we're gonna be over here, we're gonna be doing this. But like in the midst of that, we were just caught up in our one two thing, young, dumb, doing what we had to do. And what ended up happening was is that he ended up going back and telling a person that we had a problem with everything.
Ooh,
Like I mean,
double agent.
like the whole music community, is connected. So it's like he told one person everything, and that person told it to somebody else, and that just killed the momentum that we had. And I
Yes, it did.
realized you can be in front of my face.
Yeah.
You could be in front of my face
Yep.
and and do some of the illest, snakish shit I've ever seen.
Yep.
And then pass it off as, oh, it ain't nothing. Yes, it is. This is our lives here. We didn't put too much work in for you to do
Mm.
something like that.
Right. Chat.
That
Mm.
that 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 hurt my spirit. It didn't kill it because you know what I'm saying when it's always darkest before the dawn. So it didn't
Mm.
kill it, but it made me look at people different. You can be in front of my face.
Yep.
You
Yep.
I could house you up, everything,
Yeah.
and you could snake me
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
And I just like my trust in people like was already just
It
what I'm
was
saying,
shaky.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that is just like I'm cool. Like I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that put me on guard. Like that had me where like I mean, that feeling that you were talking about when it comes to energy and when it comes to different
Mm.
things like that.
Mm.
Every time when he like because you like patch up things and whatever, but you still have that feeling. Like I still
Mm.
remember when you was doing that. I don't care
Yeah.
5, 10 years ago. Like, bro, I still remember that feeling because at the end of the
Mm.
day, you wasn't supposed to do something like that. Not to
Man,
us.
you wasn't like it
You
was
wasn't supposed to
you.
do that. Like the
Yes,
expectation
you.
is that like you can be cool with whomever,
Man.
but there's that line of okay, like I know what they say, I know what he says, but I know that I gotta play my part and not do all this extra that can ruin one side or the other.
Chat.
And when that
I got a
happened,
note.
mm,
Mm.
when that
Mm.
happened, it was just like okay, like I can't trust. I can't even trust the person who is around me all the time.
Oof.
It's
That's why I don't ever have nobody. Like all the people I really fuck with for real got a key to my house.
mm-hmm.
They can just pop over for whenever. Like,
Nice.
but they know me well enough to be like, "How you feeling today?
Mm-hmm.
What you got going on? What you doing? You feel like?" And no, I don't. But 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 if I call and say, "Hey, I need," like, I don't know what happened. Something happened a few months ago, and my sisters came over. The best friend dropped by. They all got keys.
Mm-hmm.
And they sat in here and we talked and whatever. They all came through to make me feel. Oh, I got some bad news about some shit. I remember what it was now. But they all came over and got me to laughing and carrying on and shit.
Yeah.
But they know me. So they ask first, even though they have keys.
Facts.
See, that's the definition of trust for me, for real, because you have a key. You have access to me. And before you try to access my spirit, my heart, my feelings, my emotions, you still ask if it's fucking okay. You still ask me if it's okay. Is it okay if I come over in your space? Is it okay if we talk about this? And I try to do the same respect with my friends, be like, hey, you got a moment, I need to talk. You got a moment, I need your opinion on something. I need to tell me if I'm being an asshole in this situation. Tell me if I'm
Same
being
thing.
a jerk. How you feel about, you know what I'm saying? How what you think I should. But I trust them.
Yes.
So I wouldn't even pose to you. So I trust them. So I ask them. That means I'm gonna trust the answer. I
Yes.
trust that I can ask the question and I'm gonna trust the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Trust is I give you access to me, but you still ask for permission before you enter.
Mm. Yes.
And I wrote a note when you were saying like you wasn't the one supposed to do this, and it just made me thought of it went from not you, no, not you, to you too, huh?
That is the clearest definition of what trust is,
like
of what trust issues are.
like it went from not you
Not you.
to you too.
Mm-hmm.
To you too, huh? That's you too now. Just
Absolutely.
okay. Now you doing this shit too, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that leads me for the last point of the day. This might have to be a part two. I don't know. Um, last point
Mm,
that I'm going to touch on tonight
for sure.
because I feel like it's going to take a minute to discuss this. This
Mm-hmm.
is why it was last. Let me fix my rap.
For sure.
The question is it possible to trust someone the same after they betrayed you?
Depending on the situation, depending on the circumstance, depending on the relationship. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? If it's, you know what I'm saying, that's the thing about love and trust when you're talking a physical relationship,
Mm-hmm.
boyfriend girlfriend relationship. You can gain that trust back, but there's always something in the back of your head
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna always, that's I wouldn't say it's gonna always, but it's going to be there at the most random of times.
Mm-hmm.
But you can gain that trust back because you understand that, yeah, people make mistakes in the heat of moments.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're talking like that example I gave,
Mm-hmm.
that was something to where like you sat down and you heard everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just decided randomly to just go. There wasn't no cause or no nothing. This was like you sat down, you picked up the phone, and you were gossiping all of everything.
Yeah.
That could have just put a strength, that could have did a lot more damage
Mm-hmm.
than what you may or may not have thought it would do. And so something like that, you will never gain that trust back. You will never be in those circles. You'll never be in those meetings.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking a relationship, you can gain that trust back
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, if you truly love the person, you're gonna you're gonna at least try. All right,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to see, okay, if we can gain that trust back. That trust can be gained back, and you're determined to gain that trust back. But there'll always be something in the back of your head that's like, okay, what if this happens again? And that what if is a loud voice.
Mm.
Is a loud
Child.
voice. Like, what if, you know what I'm saying, she comes back and this same thing happens again? What will you do?
Mm.
And that's the thing about love. Like, love can really it
Make you
can
slow.
have you do a lot of things that okay, if you were never in this situation, you would tell yourself I would never put up with, but once you get in that situation, it's just totally different.
Mm,
So like it just all depends on the context of your relationship. It all depends on what kind of relationship you have.
yes. Woo.
And once you determine what kind of relationship you have, then that's when you'll know the boundary of trust
Mm.
and know if that can be gained back.
Child, let me tell you. Let me get some water before I. And no, I ain't got no cup. This is my damn house. It's my damn jug. Don't
So
nobody
make
dare
it
touch
work.
it.
I feel you.
I ain't about
Make
to. I
it
just washed the dishes.
work.
Ain't nobody doing that. How many of these I have to drink because I can't eat no fucking food?
I feel you.
So for me, I feel like it is possible to trust someone after they betrayed your trust. For me, though, I am going to trust you less. I'm not even going to cap. And it's certain things that I'm not going to trust you with anymore. Like, I'm not going to put myself in a position to, like I said, I don't want to be put myself in a position where I'm disappointed more than once.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to watch your patterns and watch how you do. The end all be all for me is, what kind of relationship is this?
Yeah.
Is this seasonal? Is this supposed to be a long term anything? What is this? What is the goal? Because my all my friendships have goals. I'm sorry. All my relationships have goals.
Mhm.
I saw something the other day on one of my friends' posts uh or pages, and it said, I think so my friends gotta think. I'm
Mhm.
going up, so the people around me gotta go up. I
Yeah.
have this mindset, so the people around me gotta have this mindset. So I gotta trust your mindset. I gotta trust how you move. Like I have lost trust for people based on shit they've done to other people.
Yes.
So for me, um, it's certain people I just wouldn't trust them with certain things anymore.
Mhm.
I don't think less of them. They just have less access to me. I
Mhm.
trust you to be yourself, but that again, like I said, that don't mean I trust you. As far as people who have betrayed me, um, I have forgiven quite a bit of betrayal just because I'm not gonna let you just live in my head rent free. Like it's other shit. Thinking about you and how you hurt me ain't making me no money. It ain't paid not nan bill in this bitch. It ain't paid none of the bills I've ever had.
Facts.
If I gave a fuck for too long about how people have hurt me, if I had $1 for every one of them, my student loans would be paid off for this bitch. But and it's other things like I will forgive. I don't necessarily forget things. And there's the reason for that is because I got to remember the lesson from this.
Mhm.
Some kind of way, I made a wrong turn. I made a wrong decision. See, I'm taking accountability.
Yeah.
I made a wrong decision in trusting you or trusting you with this or trusting you. I put myself in your hands. And somewhere I missed that I shouldn't have done that. It was a sign or something that I probably ignored,
Mhm.
that I probably didn't pay attention to because, like you said, because of love. Maybe tell you love, but then I had to think about: are we in love or am
Mhm.
I in love?
That's real.
Because those
That's
are
real.
different. Those are fucking different.
That is real.
Those are different. And I find that it is easier for people to dog you out if you're in love and they're not. They're not in love with you, they're in love with how you treat them.
Facts.
So, yes, I feel like you can trust someone after being betrayed, but it's not the same. It'll never be the same.
It'll never like
It's
you'll always
like
have those thoughts.
I know everybody have seen the example of the lady or the man, whatever, showing the child. It's a piece of paper. They said, now crumble it up. Now unball the paper. The paper is still paper, but it's never gonna go back to what it looked like before. Yeah, you can write on it.
Mhm.
You can write some beautiful on it. You can tell a beautiful fucking story. You can paint a beautiful fucking scene. But that
Mhm.
shit still crinkled.
Facts.
When it could have never it didn't have to be crinkled. So do you want crinkle paper or you want a brand new sheet?
Mhm.
Now, it's a lot of crinkle paper in my life, but I'm sure I'm crinkle paper in a few other motherfuckers' life because I know I've done things that fuck with somebody's trust. I've betrayed somebody to what I believe in my own words and scale on a spectacular level, and that's not I'm not bragging about it. It's like it was fucking terrible what I did. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I understand that. I don't know if that person's ever forgiven me, but I forgave myself. So I don't dwell on it
Mhm.
because that's another thing that happens when you betray somebody's trust. Now I have to give, I know, now I don't trust me because I trusted you.
Yeah.
I don't trust me now because I trusted you. And now I feel stupid because I trusted your dumb ass. Now, so I got to deal with me now.
Mhm.
And I don't know how many times I want to deal with me behind you.
That's real.
So it, I can trust you again, but no, it ain't never gonna be the same.
It can be.
It won't be for me specifically because, and I know y'all hear me say this a lot, and I know a lot of people be saying it. I really don't bother nobody. I
Mhm.
fucking don't. I don't bother nobody, and in turn, most of the time, I don't want to be bothered. I like when the people that I deal with in my squad and my crew, when they don't feel good, I don't feel good. I
That's
want to
real.
make sure they're okay. I want to make sure they're happy. I want to make sure all my friends are spoiled and taken care of because that's how we treat each other.
Mhm.
But I don't bother nobody. We was talking before I started recording on. One of the things I said was because you could have just left me the fuck alone. You could have just left me alone. Why get around somebody or a person and do all this shit to try to gain their trust? Like Stacy said, Stacy T Inspires. Go ahead, check my girl out on her YouTube page and on the Instagram. But she said something really profound on one of my episodes, and she said, "Why do you want me to trust you? Why is me trusting you important to you? Like, why do you care about that? So if you take time to care about that or try to get my trust, why do all that work to get it and then this is what you do when you get it?" So now I'm just real um I find myself just really doing more but doing
Mhm.
less at the
Yeah.
same time. Like I'm traveling more, you know. But most of the times that I've traveled with a family member. I went to see something with my people,
Mhm.
my squad. I've made a few new friends here and there, but again, is these people seasonal or they gonna be here?
Mhm.
And
And
until I figured that out, you gotta be a certain ways away. I don't know. Because I think about violence. I don't promote violence.
Mhm.
I think about violence. And I don't like negativity or negative thoughts. Even
Facts.
if the negative thoughts ain't directed towards myself, it is me doing something negative to another person. I don't
Mhm.
like how this has invaded my space.
Yeah.
I don't like how this has me thinking. All
Mhm.
because I trusted you and you betrayed the trust. So for those reasons, it won't be the same for me. Yeah, I forgive people. Now, based on the relationship, some people might be forgiven a lot faster than others. Most people know that when I'm livid, I'm fucking livid, but I don't act like most people act when they live it.
Mhm.
I'm doing all kind of shit in my head. I got a smile on my face on some because I'm like, because I'm just. But after a while, I get over it. It rarely goes into the next day, just
Yeah.
because I'm gonna feel whatever I'm feeling when I'm feeling it, so it can
Mhm.
get out of my system. I'm not gonna run from the feeling. I'm gonna hide from it. I'm gonna let it happen.
That's important.
But what's important to me is how do you act knowing that you've betrayed my trust? What are your next steps? Don't get upset with me at the things that I tell you that you need to do in order for me to trust you again. Why I got to do all this? I didn't think you was going to have me do all this, and I didn't think you would do what you did.
Yeah.
I'm not doing things to torture you or trying to make you unhappy because I'm unhappy. I'm not even doing how you, because people like keep that same energy. I'm going to do, listen, if I did anybody on planet Earth that ever done me wrong, how they did me, shit. I already told you I got to be the best at everything. And that means hurting your feelings too. If that's what you want to do, we can do that. But I am not that type of individual. I
Yeah.
want to be that type of person so bad sometimes.
Uh, I say that a lot. Like if I
So
could be,
bad, but I can't do it because
yeah,
I refuse to be like your fucking ass. I refuse to be that person that will fuck somebody over like that. I refuse to be you. You
yes,
can't catch me being you. And it ain't like I think I'm better than the person that betrayed me or hurt me, whatever. But I have already proven that I will never do you like that.
like I've given you the I've given you something that's important. Trust is important, and I've
Mm-hmm.
given you, and I've showed you, and I've
Mm-hmm.
proved to you. I could never do you the way that you would do me. It's just not my nature.
I
It's
couldn't
like,
even look at myself the same.
you know what I'm saying? Like it's like I said, it's that feeling. Like I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if I feel like I'm doing you wrong or whatever, I would instantly be like, wait, nah, like I don't feel good. Like it would hurt my soul, literally,
Mm-hmm.
physical pain. I
Right.
can't. I don't want to feel that. So I just tell myself, no, I'm not gonna. Like,
And that's
why
the
would I
other
lower my
reason
moral?
why we be so upset when people betray our trust because I know I would not do you like that.
Yeah, like I know I wouldn't sit. I wouldn't sit back and be like, you know what? Let me do you the
I
exact same
know
way.
I would never do you like that.
Nah, I
And
can't do
here's
it.
the thing. This is another reason, a way that I gets me in trouble is I be expecting me out of other folks.
Yes.
But it's
Yes.
not gonna happen. But ladies and gentlemen, we are about to wrap it up in a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my last words in a minute and a half or less. Ain't no itchy easy ice cream. It's only two people here.
Mhm.
But for me, I just if trust is an issue, then you got trust issues. Period. Trust should never be an issue. Trust is one of those things that I consider basic and that should be implied in a relationship. I would not engage in any type of relationship with any person on any capacity, on any level, in any way if I don't trust you. I'm just saying, don't make me regret trusting you
Facts.
because what I'm going to do is pull myself all the way completely. And people always like to act like your presence ain't felt when you leave, but I know I don't do people dirty. So when I leave, I know that shit is felt whether you try to act like it or not. I know
Mhm.
you felt that shift. It got a little darker, bitch, because I'm a light.
Absolutely.
And you said you didn't want the light on. You said it was too bright. So you started doing shady shit.
Hmm.
Okay. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm a light wherever I walk. But if you don't want the light, I'm gonna stay. Hey, do you? Do you? Go ahead, sir. Minute and a half or less.
Trust and love are two totally different things.
Oh Jesus, he just gonna end it like he gonna say that.
People confuse trust and love.
Mm-hmm.
I love this person, so I'll be over here. Though they have messed my trust up, trust and love are two totally different things.
Child, listen. We ain't
And
even, we ain't even. It's probably gonna have a part two
you
because,
know what I'm saying? And so
because,
like I'm just once that trust gets broken, it's hard to bring it back whole.
woof.
Like I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you could like I mean if trust was a circle
Mm-hmm.
and the trust gets broken, it gets smaller. and it gets smaller and it
Child.
gets smaller.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many things that you can
It turned
fit
into a
into a
dot.
circle. You know what I'm saying? And so like at a knot, you can't fit anything up in there. So the
Child.
reality is I can't fit love and I can't fit boundaries. I can't fit worth, you know what I'm saying, in that knot. I can't do it.
Child, listen.
So the reality is that once once you have an issue of trust, you really have to reevaluate so much. So why have to work on something and when you finally got it, everything else
Gone.
disintegrates. You put so much energy into it. You shouldn't have to do that. Trust should not be something hard.
Ooh,
You know what I'm
Jesus,
saying?
listen. We're gonna have to cut scene in because we have reached our time, ladies and gentlemen. But we definitely, I see a part two.
We can
I
make that
see a
work.
part two.
We can make
But I
that
will
work.
let y'all know this real quick. Um, there will be a nice little break in between the next time you see a whole regular Queen's Room podcast episode. The Queen, she, me, her, has some things that she's working on and some things that she's doing. And baby, I'm just that's it. Cause I ain't telling y'all our business, I'm telling y'all everything. You gotta wait and hope for something. But again, Queen's Room Podcast. You make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button. Thank you to my guest over here, Tools himself.
Bless.
As
Bless. Thank you for
usual,
letting me.
all the social medias and everything gonna be in that little comment section, description box below. But I love y'all, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in today. Bye. Arifa Dirche. Auf Wiedersehen.